Hey y'all, Gavin here. This past weekend, I wanted to go to as many sneak peeks as possible, and they were all playing post-SUDA, so I was like, you know what, let me just bring the deck I've been playing the most, I have the most testing with, because I actually have been playing a lot of post-SUDA recently online. And I ended up going 10-0. I won 2 sneak peeks, I have 2 mats, and I have all of the promos. So yeah, I wanted to talk to you guys about some of my SUDA theory and show you guys what I came up with. So yeah, let's hop right into this, and I'll show you guys what I played when I went undefeated at both events. I played 3 Ice Ryzeal, 2 Sword, 2 X, and a Node. So I didn't want to max out on all the names. This isn't pure, this is Fiendsmith. And the reason why I brought Fiendsmith is because post next set, there's no reason to really play pure. You can. I still think pure is a very good option. And I'll even make a video covering the list I have for it going into SUDA, because I actually do really enjoy that deck and I was testing it out a lot. I just came to the realization I think this was better, solely for the fact that not a lot changes. There's a couple new strategies, there's a couple new things, and one of the biggest things is Eclipse Twins. So what that means is that Eclipse Twins gives the Ryzeal version, the Fiendsmith version, plugin for free. So now that you have the main reason why you play pure in this deck, now you could play plugin in this deck, but I don't want to because I don't want to brick on it, and it's not always going to be live because this isn't really a Ryzeal deck, this is more of a Fiendsmith deck with a Ryzeal package. I just don't think it was the smartest thing to go for pure. And the pure has all of its great things. It's a very good deck, but I wanted to bring this with the infinite grind, and it ended up working out. Eclipse Twins gives this deck an infinite grind game, and because of that, I went with the Fiendsmith variant. You play 2/2, mostly for the fact that you don't want to brick on them. They're very good starters, but they lock you when you summon them. So you don't really want to be locked by doing it. And you just want to maximize seeing both engines, and that's how you do it. Next are the Bystials. I have triple Lubellion, 1 Mag, 1 Baldrake, 1 Druis Worm. There is an argument to make this a second Druis, or play 2 Druis and a Baldrake. I don't think it was needed for this event. I thought these cards are very good. Lubellion's able to contest the Fiendsmith engine when you're going second, so it makes them have to use the Lacrima early. If they don't use the Lacrima early, they kind of lose the game, they lose momentum. These cards are very, very good, especially when you pair it up with Regained. Just having an infinite engine anywhere in your deck is very good. Yeah, I cannot complain. These cards are very good. No complaint there. Next is the Fiendsmith package. I know a lot of people don't like this, mostly for like the price out component, but I feel like as someone who owns the cards, I think these are very fun. I think it gives the games a grind that you don't really experience or haven't really experienced in the game for a couple years. And yeah, having a level 4 in engine is very nice. There's a couple of really nice plays you can do with these. I'm going to be making a video later on like how to play Ryzeal with all of the variants. So if you guys want to catch that, stay tuned to the channel. But yeah, having a 4 that you can always bring out, always being able to end on a DDD is also very nice. Solemn Warning is a very good interruption. And it just also being well paired with the Bystials is very, very good. Like this deck just has infinite grind. You're always like a card up on your opponent every turn. I can't complain. I really like playing these cards in my deck. It's very, very fun. I'm having a good old time. Oh, a lot of people have also said in different profiles that they really don't like the fact that it just contests this. But what you're going to notice that if you do try this out, the search off this doesn't really matter. And there's a lot of times when you're going second, you can just lead this. And it's very, very good into the board. Just getting twins into rotation is very nice. I'll just say that now. Next is the NonEngine. Triple Moltrami. It's a 4. And just pressures your opponent into weird game states. It's very, very nice. Next is Triple Ash Blossom. Generic hand trap hits Duo Drive. Yeah, very good. Triple Nib. I don't know how I feel about this going into the next format, especially with the Mitsurugi. I'm going to save my opinions for that deck for another day. But I do think just having generic hand traps like Fuvalos can play into Mitsurugi, but Mitsurugi can also play around it. So this card's weird against it. Ash is pretty good into the deck. Nib is also like fine, but you don't really want to see it. Ogre's not the best into that deck either, but Ogre's like pretty good into the field. If there was one thing I was going to change, I might change this out. It's very, very good. Old format, I don't know if it's very good going into the next one, but hey, I can see the card staying in the list. I need to try this out more. Next are triple infinite permanents and triple effect veiler. These cards are also very weird because of Mitsurugi. So Mitsurugi can kind of dodge it, but if you're able to like turn off them being able to search it, it's one of those things where it's kind of like in Malice, where if they have the dodge, they have the dodge. If they don't, it's really good. So that's like one weird thing right now where 2 of possibly the 3 best decks into the next format can just kind of dodge these. So I can see these cards changing into other tech spots, and that's something I'm going to keep testing as time progresses. But as for now, these cards have been very, very good. And next, for the rest of the non-engine, follow just searches any part of your package that you need. So it either grabs the Xed or the Ice. So you can either choose to just go straight into the Ryzeal portion of your deck, or you can just go straight into the Fiendsmith. It's very, very good. Also, just being able to lead the Ice and go this, or lead the X that gets hit, go into this is also very nice. Like, being a free extender is very good. Now for the one-ofs, Regain, again, very, very good. This is kind of the reason why you play the Bystial package. The Infinite Grind game is very, very good. Ever since I threw this in my original Pure profile, this has been probably one of my favorite cards in the deck. One cross, you want the negate. I also keep this in going second into the mirror. A lot of people have disagreed with that, but this also just contests a lot. And like sometimes they'll like let your duo drive resolve going second depending on how far into it you go. Like I had someone do that to me and they just got punished because I had cross. I don't know why that happened, but I've seen a couple people do that. And I can understand the argument. So yeah, that's fine. Tracked. Oh, this was also through disruption, by the way. This wasn't just like me just being like, oh, I'm gonna lead duo drive. Like, no. Context matters. Tracked, you play 1, you don't need 2. 2 is nice, but I think with the math of the deck I currently have, I don't need the second tracked. I can understand why people do though. Then 1 Paradise, 1 Called By. Paradise being able to hit the mirror is very nice, and Called By is in here just so that if I play against any hand traps, if I'm playing a deck that's meant to go first, I want to play at least 1 really good going first card, and this is that. I had tech space for it. Why not? It's very, very good. It's able to also stop my opponent's Paradise. So yeah, I like that. I like it a lot. That is the main deck. Next, let's go into the extra deck. The card everyone's been talking about is Eclipse Twins. Now, this card is fantastic. This helps you play around so much. It basically like lets you have an infinite detonator. So you can just keep looping detonator for free turn after turn after turn, and eventually you're gonna win. Or you can, if you made duo drive, you can just make another duo drive with this underneath effect to attach. This card's fantastic. In theory, this card's fantastic. Actually, what is really, really funny is that because this is a light, this card is almost never hitting your grave. This card was Bystialed every time I had it. I think there was one time I was able to do the infinite detonator combo. But yeah, it kind of sucks in that way. I'm not going to lie. But card's very, very good. If you're able to get it to resolve, it's very nice. I sided out a lot going second. I'll show you what I sided out for. But yeah, in theory, this card's fantastic, and I've liked it the entire weekend. Let's go 1 duo drive, 2 detonator. The reason why you do this is because this card sometimes just never resolves. It's kind of bait, but you don't want to do the thing that a lot of people are doing in Europe, where you're cutting the node and cutting the cross. I like having those. It just gives you more grind games, gives you more recursion. It lets you like play the game, and you don't want to ever lose because like you did have another push. I like to have as many pushes as possible, and that's why I keep it in here. Some people can say that's greedy, but I think that's fine. I think with how the format is, this card's very good as a 1-of. 1 Detonator. For the other Exes, Abyss Dweller, this card comes up so much during the mirror. There's a lot of times I just set this up, sit on it. This is how you play around Perulia. This is how you play around a lot of shit. So yeah, really big fan of this card. I see a lot of people cutting it. I can't see myself playing this deck without this. 1 Exciton Knight. It just says blow up your opponent's board going second, so it baits a hand trap. And it's also in a really funny position where this is also a Light Fiend, so you can always turn it into sequence. So yeah, big fan. And let's go right into the Fiendsmith package before I show you guys the rest of my tech cards. 1 Requiem. Requiem's very nice. Obviously, it's a 1 card into like the other half of your deck. 1 Closed Moon. 1 Sequence. 1 Agumde. I see a lot of people talking about cutting this card. This just gives you a random push kill. So if they just don't deal with this, they just kind of lose. There's sometimes in the mirror, I also hold my Ogre for this when they're trying to go for that kill line. Very, very good. I'm not going to lie. It came on clutch a lot more than I expected it to. It's kind of like ogring Boral Sword back in the day. And then, before I go into that, 1 Necroquip Princess. Again, this card is crazy. If this card is able to just sit on the field, you just win the game. Very, very nice. And 1 Desiree. A lot of times I kind of use this card just as a random shuffle back so I can kill them. Like the disruption that this card gives is actually crazy. You don't make it as much as you'd expect. Half the time if you're making this going first, you're losing the game. So it gives you like a random skill tree decision of whether or not you make Desiree or Caesar. But I think 99% of the time if you're going first, you make Caesar. And then if you have to make this, you do. But it's a lot smarter to always keep your Black and White Grave. And then for the tech spots, Angel and SP Little Knight. This is also one of the cards where I think Pure is just not the way to go. If you make this against a Pure deck, if they do not have Imperm, they kind of lose. And then SP Little Knight is just a free out to anything. That is the extra deck. Now let's get into the side deck. And I can talk to you guys theory about that. I don't have Meows in this list, by the way. It's a card I want to try. I don't have access to it. But for now, without Meows, this is what I'm thinking. Triple Droll. Droll is kind of mid, but the one thing that makes this really, really, really good is that if they're playing the Mitsubishi Mitsurugi deck, this card is crazy because you can just cut them off from everything. Yeah, that's basically it. Bell. Bell is good against Eclipse. Bell is good at stopping the recursion with the Fiendsmith cards. Bell is just pretty good right now, and I like it. Bell is good also into Malice, so this just gives you another way to stop them. If you don't have like 20 hand traps in your deck going into Malice, I pray that you find a way to beat them. Triple Artifact Lancia, just a way to beat Malice. Aggregator. I side out Eclipse going second and go for this. Especially if you think that they're on the Bystials. Just like being able to hit stuff is very, very good. Because like this also gets Bystialed. But like this is fine if it's banished half the time. Yeah, just being able to also break boards going second. Very, very good. Like it a lot. I kind of want to main deck it. I might change it in the future. But as for right now, I think this card is fine. Ultimate Slayer. Before I was playing Metaltronus, this card is insane, and I don't think I will ever change it back. At the regional, I really, really liked having Metaltronus, but the one thing I like about Slayer over it is that it just gives you a lot more coverage. It just gives you a lot more ways to like play into annoying decks that Metaltronus didn't give you, because there was a lot of times Metaltronus would be on your side, and you're like, oh man, I wish I had another card. This is always that card. And into the mirror, you can also just, especially if you slide this card in, you send their, send your Aggregator, bounce their Detonator, and then Aggregator negates the other card. What's also like really funny is that if you make Desiree, you could actually play around it if you have a card that you can flip up. I don't know how real that is though. So yeah, just more theory with this card. It's really, really good. And then triple Solemn Strike. Solemn Strike is just a fantastic card. I can see this becoming Judgment because of Mitsurugi. But for right now, card's been really good in testing, was pretty good into the Mitsurugi deck. And yeah, I don't know if I change it. That is the whole list. Thank you guys so much for watching. I should have more content coming up about this deck soon, so stay tuned. But yeah, hopefully this helps you guys find a deck that you want to play post SUDA. This has been very good. Going undefeated has felt very nice, and I can't wait to go to YCS Orlando, and I'll fill you guys in on what I'm playing then. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Peace.